Hey guys, Jacques Marceau, one essential life liver. In that the Essentials program, here I have the basis of the Essentials program. If that's say the Essentials program, I put this together 6 years ago. Now understandable, the Essentials program is the basis of two people. The woman is Minda, is our name Aminda, right? And say for the understandings is a 10-week module. And say 10 weeks is like, say, a bit more within the rough understandings to say sim wars of a game situation, learnings like the Sims is, say you have Sims big high rollers building cities, yeah? And they're like the electric new power stations and like the developments of, say, the nuclear and everything. Let's say put it into, say, all the way down to, say, like, reformed offender from like the correctionals here in this Kuma town, or say a disability support pensioner like myself, as say like the understanding is how to climb out of the gutter in that get yourself back on your feet to be able to walk around society in the modern day for what it is to be a man of your own within society like I am, to say from say traveling around or whatnot, if say homeless on the street or whatever, or like reformed offender off out, or the juvenile offenders to say like learns within say the New South Wales correctionals or disability services, or say the new say Centrelink or CES, or like to say the job searcher is to say get yourself up and started, or school leaver. Say they say on the TVs, this is what got me onto this, right? TV's like, all right, Australia's gone down the gurgler. And they're like, oh, you just got to sponsor an Australian child. And like, well, I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, sponsor the Australian child. I like the Essential program. These guys need to get the basis. Say it's like mum and dad is like broken up. It's like, well, dad's got to learn to be able to stand on his feet and start again, yeah? And so does mum, understandably. So in that, it's like basis to say how to fundamentally take you through that. So as I show you through it, is like, a week by week in that intervals of a person to spend that the money wisely for that the government or like part-time, say casuals, to say like people having a rough time, to say learn a bit more basis, and to say someone like myself who just went through all of it to put my feet in the shoes of it and walk all the way through to get all the way to now, to say live it out, to say have a happy life around here in a nice town and got a beautiful girlfriend and a nice part-time casual job as a cleaner, and say a nice little apartment as we know around and whatnot. As to say like have nice things, a new car, got a couple of cars and stuff like that, and say like different things like that. And say like to be able to live that within that, just say put the foods and the bills and the care and the vehicles. This is what I say, but it's to say everyone talk like that, but like the actual receipts, mate, the receipts of it, like the shops, mate, 2 by 2, every 2 weeks I get paid, is in that to say go through the receipts, the full receipts for that, the girl, is that I call Minda, and say here is like the guy here, who I decide to call Lee, which go through all the receipts as well, yeah? I say put it all together in a nice package deal to say, be able to put yourself together to build it up, like to work it up, to get yourself to a good level where you're able to live comfortably at a nice level where it's easier in life to say struggle out on, say, putting your goal basis is like the goal basis to build the goal to goal to goal. Is to say put your money where your mouth is like I have and build it up is like why I put that there for people to learn is I'm happy to share this now. I say I hope to just say take it on or pass it on to people who can take this for further to learn in this, say, proper education to say how and basis of, say, myself who does most of it solos to say how I like to roll. I got this beautiful friends is like, I got one of my special connects is like from the PCYC, like he's a kid like police youth citizens club, right? And they still keep in contact now, mate. They're always keeping up to scratch with me like, oi Jacques Marceau, are you alright, mate? I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen you in ages, sweetheart. Is it the girl or the guy? I'm like, bro. And they're like all good like down like that because we just like grow up on the street arts and they're teaching us mad stuff like that, having great times. It's like pumping is just to get back into society and give life a crack. Don't flake out if you fall off the rail, just pump it back up. And say like to put the welfare, to say, to put it above, to say when it comes to it, to say how to get into the real estate. I always choose that to say to go to say like Mission Australia, to say get yourself in the door of say like places that have the power of position, to have the fundamentals to go bang, 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 and get you in the door in space. And I said on this, relocation change is one thing that you would like about this. To say put yourself in a position where you get stuck is like, I can't afford the rent, I can't afford the food, I'm having a bar for like a hard time, it's a real tough struggle. It's like, mate, boss, It's like this. Close the book. Turn it all off. We're out of here. We're leaving now, mate. In the car. Let's go, mate. Get in the car. We're going. It's that simple. Like, you just got to do what you got to do. I say best plan that is like plan your moves to say like have yourself some help when you get there, or say think a bit above, like to have some money scratch, like to scratch up that to when you get there to be able to like hold yourself down to be able to push on to get like this if you get onto it to get started. To say like sort of job employments, to say why I move here is like say like job employment was already hooked up at the like cleaner, and like for furthermore I got my parents up the road. This is pretty lucky. I'm lucky like that. Some people's not so lucky. It's a heartbreaker, mate. Let's say like that. I just feel for that. Let's say whatever your circumstances, and say like in the full understandable of the detail, you say the expressions that come with that, to play the module within that, say the learnings of education, to say all that people within say the corrections or it says DSP or it says learn, to see it as a like even as a bit of paper. Like this is like a medical cannabis. Like this is medical cannabis. I have my conditions and stuff as we know, and I have my SAS and I have my AP and all that for all my stuff to have like the full understandings to have from connections from the Office of the Drugs Control and everything to say get everything like properly done from say the TGA and everything like that. Say all the way it goes through like that to have it all rock and roll. Let's say like that to pump it out, whatever. And then say like, this is where I get into is like, guys, actions speak louder than words. To receive the rewards you deserve, you must do the actions of this. You must put yourself, you must take that step. You must start to build yourself a little plan like in your head or in your head to build your plan, or say scratch it on the paper like this, or just struggle it out, man. Like I put 25 or say $20 pays on my electricity bill, and I'm just scratching through. You know, I'm not living high life roller. I'm just going scratch to scratch, like it's how it is like here. Let's go scratch to scratch, living it out proper. It's like, well, doing it properly like this has come up real well. And I keep like getting all praises off people like at work and around the community, the PCYC lady, I say from the youth citizens, I come up now as maturity, like we're old now. We even have like beers and all sorts of stuff, chin wags, and she'd bring a friend over and like have a little talk. I had barbecue not long back, but anyway. Say like here, it's got 6 years at the module, right? 5 years of 5 years, 6 months of employment, part-time casual back in this. Let's say it's a C change, location change, yeah? Excuse me for rushing it, but we're at 7 minutes in and I'm only just getting into this end. So like, let's say, get onto it, say, keeping up, yeah. The essentials program I put together to say, be able to step in the shoes and do it myself. Let's say rock and roll to play the piece and say step out as us, say stronger, and say never weak to speak. You know what I mean? It's never weak to say, are you okay, and all that. As I sit it out now, it's like, God bless. I'm Jacques Master. That's my understanding on the essentials program into the full fundamentals. Peace. Bye.